Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. Nama saya Putri Farzana binti Roshanizal daripada kelas PM1A. Hari ini saya ingin menerangkan tentang incident prevention. What is incident? Incident is an abnormal event not wanted that result from the abrupt, unexpected and incidental from the interrupts the normal continuity of the works. Standard UNE 81900 explains that as an incident as undesired or unwanted that given rise to loss in the health or injury of the worker. An incident could have resulted in serious accidents or injury. An accident could result in damage of property or equipment. It results in an employee needing first aid. Incidents. Cross and Hadley 1992 found that the difference between incident and accident, which is needing only first aid versus a major medical intervention, or in a certain way to the factor of luck near miss. In conclusion, incident is fact or event are not planned or nor wanted will occasionally result in an intentionally injury or health-related problem, will occasionally result in damage to property, product, or to the environment, loss of production, and or an increase in legal responsibilities. Types of incident. There are 5 types of incidents. Type 5, the incident can be handled with 1 or 2 single resource with up to 6 personnel. Command and general staff position and other than the incident commander are not active. No written incident action plan (IAP) is required. The incident is contained within the first operational period and often within an hour to a few hours after resource arrive on scene. For example, include a vehicle fire, an injured person, or a police traffic stops. Type 4, common staff and general staff functions are activated only if needed. Several resources are required to mitigate the incidents. The incident is usually limited to one operational period in the control phase. The agency administrator may have briefing and ensure the complexity, analysis, and delegation of authority are added. No written incident action plans (IAP) is required, but documented operational briefing will be complete for all incoming resources. The role of agency administrator includes Type 3, when the capabilities exceed initial attack, the appropriate ICS position should be added to match the complexity of the incidents. Some or all of the command and general staff position may be activated as well as divisions, group supervisor, and or unit leader level position. The Type 3 Incident Management Team (IMT) or Incident Command Organization manage initial action incident with significant number of resources. An extended attack incident until containment or control is achieved, or an expanding incident until transition to a Type 1 or Type 2 teams. The incident may extend into a multiple operational periods. A written IAP may be required for each operational. For Type 2, this type of incidents extend beyond the capabilities for locus control and is expected to go into multiple operational periods. A Type 2 incident may require to respond of the resource out of area, including regional and or national resource to effectively manage the operation and command and general staffing. Most or all of the command and general staff positions are filled. A written IAP is required for each operational period. Many of the functional units are needed and staffed. Operational personnel normally do not exceed 200 per operational period and total. Incident personnel do not exceed 500. The agency administrator is responsible for the incident. Type 1. This type of incident is the most complex, requiring national resource to safely and effectively manage and operate. All command and general staff positions are activated. Operation personnel often exceeds 500 per operational period, and total personnel will usually exceed 100,000. Branches needed to be established. The agency administrator will have briefing and ensure that the complexity, analysis, and delegation of the authority are updated. Use of the resource advisor at the incidents. This is recommended. There is a high impact on the local jurisdictions requiring additional staff for office and administrative and support. Unsafe act. Performance of a task or other activity that is conducted in a manner that may threaten the health and or safety of worker. For example, operating without qualification or authorization, operating equipment at unsafe, failure to warn, using defective equipment, working in hazardous location without adequate protection or warning, wearing unsafe clothing, taking an unsafe position. Unsafe condition is a condition in the workplace that is likely to cause property damage and or injury. For example, defective tools, equipment or supplies, fire and explosion hazard, inadequate support or guards, poor housekeeping, hazardous atmospheric condition, excessive noise, poor ventilation. Hazard. Hazard is a source or a situation with potential for harm to human property and damage of environment or combination of these. Danger is a relative exposure to hazard. Risk. A combination of likelihood of occurrence and severity of injury. Classification and potential source of hazard. Classification, example of hazard for mechanical, which is sharp point and edge overload. For electrical, insulation, damage or cover broken. For biological, exposure, airborne and blood-borne microorganism. Chemical, which is exposed to carcinogen chemical. Ergonomic, exposed to unnatural posture. For psychology, which is stress or violence at workplace. Hazard identification. To keep workplace safe and healthy, employers should make sure there are no hazards to which employer could be exposed. Employers should look for hazard in advance as of their risk management plan to prevent potential hazard. The process of risk management classify activities, which is work, product, and service. Identify hazard, assess the risk control, and review risk control. Thank you. That's all.